All right, Baltimore Sports Report. This is Jeff Pilson, and I'm here with Chorye Spoone. Chorye's with the AA Bowie Baysox. Just after a side session, he pitched a great game the other night. Chorye, as many of you know, suffered from a labrum injury, which he rehabbed last year and made some appearances through about 30 innings. Chorye, you're back, pitching, starting regularly. How's it feel? Is the arm back to 100%?
It's definitely back feeling 100%, and each start, my last 4 outings, it's really gotten there to where I'm like, just at that breaking point where I'm turning that corner back to where I was in 07 when I was really healthy, and so I'm very close. I don't want to say I'm 100% there, because I still personally, as I am competitive like I am, I feel like I still can be better. So, but I think I'm really close. It's ready to turn that corner. Okay.
Do you think more it was arm strength issue, command issues, or a little bit of everything? Just kind of getting back used to pitching.
Well, the arm strength came back the quickest. That's what's been coming back every day. You know, I keep getting stronger and stronger. The command was the issue, because you get your arm strength back, and then your body wants to rush out because your arm's so strong that you can't find the strike zone. And that was the biggest problem earlier in the year when you check in April with like my 16 walks to 6 strikeouts. I just, I lived off being able to get out of it with the sinker, and if I didn't, that's when I gave up so many runs. And this month in May, I've turned the corner. I've thrown a lot more strikes. 11 walks to over 20 strikeouts. So still getting a lot of ground balls, and the command has been the biggest thing. And the other night was the best my command has been, and it's been getting better. I thought it was really good the time before, and I thought it was pretty good the time before that. So it's been getting great.
Well, that's good to hear. So it sounds like from the way you're describing the way you're pitching, you haven't had to change your style off the injury at all. You're still sinkerballer, throwing a lot of ground balls. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to be. I mean, I have the ability. Whether you throw hard or not, sinkers can make you have a lot quicker innings than just trying to blow up by anybody. So I found that out, as I got older, coming up through the system, that the quicker they get out, the more innings I throw, and the easier it is on my arm. So I try to get them. Don't get me wrong. If I get an 0-2 count on somebody, just like anyone else, you want to put them away with want to strike them out. But up until then, I want them to swing at the first pitch or two just to get out, or whatever happens.
Okay. Well, give us a sense. You're in the minor leagues. Obviously you've got things to work on. But how much is you going out, executing your best stuff, trying to pitch your best game, versus working on your secondary stuff and maybe throwing things that maybe you wouldn't normally throw, but needing to improve your secondary pitches? What's the balance in minor league ball?
See, like I try to tell Zach Britton, he's a younger guy. He's very similar to me, but from the left side. I use my bullpen sessions to work on as much command as I can for the secondary stuff as I have to, because it's one of those things in the game, even though you may have to use it more in the big leagues, if you're a sinker baller, if you can get away with throwing sinkers 90% of the time, I'm one of those guys, I don't want to throw another pitch. That's all I want to throw. So, I don't want to go to my secondary, but that's why I use my bullpen session to work on my changeup and all my breaking ball. I got a good two breaking balls, a slider and curveball. So I use the bullpens for that, and then if I have to bring them out in the game, I bring them out, and just know that even if you haven't worked on it as much as you'd like in a game, just to still have the confidence that, hey, when he puts it down, I'm ready to throw it, and I'm going to throw it for a strike, or I'm going to throw it for an out pitch. So, I tell him, get ahead and use the pitch to get him out that you're most comfortable with, which in his case is a sinker too, and don't go to that stuff unless you have to.
Okay. Now, you mentioned Zach Britton, and there's a couple other young arms that are really exciting in the Orioles farm system. How much do you guys kind of encourage each other? You hear about that some. When one guy throws a good game, you want to go out and kind of duplicate that success. Talk about what that's like.
Always. And like when you find someone that's so similar to you, it's so much easier to talk to. There's so many different styles of pitching, and Zach is a power sinker guy. So when I tell him about things like, you had a guy getting blown away in your sinker, he was on top of it the whole time, he could never get a swing on it, and then you throw a breaking ball or whatever and he hits it, which is the same fact for me, and then you're like, you look back and you're like, I'll talk to him, say, I'm like, you really didn't need to do that, he didn't have any chance. And the same thing he'll say to me, he's watching me pitch, and you want to watch all your guys pitch and what you do, but there's only so many guys you can compare to yourself. Right. So you wish the best of luck for everybody, and then like you said, when it comes to someone goes out there and throws 7 innings, it should be, if your goal isn't to do as good or better than them, then you shouldn't be here. I'm out there, if Britton goes out there and throws 16 ground balls and 7-inning shutout, I want to go 8-inning shutout with 17 ground balls. I want him to have as much success as he can, so that in the long run we're all in the big leagues and having a great career and helping the Orioles out. But at the same time, you want to be the best. If you don't, then I don't know what you're doing.
Right. Well, speaking of your teammates, you told me you're a fan of the show Entourage. If you had to name one guy who compares to Turtle on the show Entourage, who would that be?
Turtle, I would probably say Ryan Olette. He's always rocking with his Dre Beat headphones, no matter where we go, around his neck. He just always carrying an iPod or his phone with music on it. So.
Gotcha. And just another personal question: is it okay to eat the yellow mustard out of hard-shelled crabs?
Being a Maryland, see, as much as I love crab meat and I'm from Maryland, that's more my wife. It is okay, and it is actually good, but I get bored picking through them because there's not enough meat in there for me to be worried about. So I'd rather just have me like some shrimp already peeled or a lobster. That's what I'd rather have. It's a lot easier to eat, and the meat's a lot bigger.
Gotcha. Well, Chorye, thanks very much, and we'll have to get this guy some crab cakes instead of picking the crabs out. So thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.